Chapter 8. Inferno and the other Dragon City elders came lumbering down the hall in a flustered hurry. The noise and commotion of the alarm bells ringing throughout the city had caused quite a disturb with the old dragons. What is going on? Inferno's asked of a guard passing by.
Leah was found just outside city walls. She was brought into the Hughes ward for treatment.
Show us, Inferno ordered, and the monster slowed with a mild squeak. He hustled along his tiny legs, and the dragons followed along almost on his heels. After descending to the lower parts of the city and passing through several corridors, the final point down to the hall of the medical ward.
Just up ahead's the healer's clinic,
He reported and immediately stepped to the side as the dragons forced themselves past him. Upon drawing closer to the ward, they spotted Theodore, Cyril, Creel, and Fortix sitting in the clinic. What has happened? Fenris asked urgently as his followers came to stop before the Guardians. Lena has been found in critical condition. Theodore shook his head. He's been wounded badly, and the healers suspect there may not be much we can do for him at this point. Creel shook his head sadly. Unfortunately, the young dragon may not even make it to nightfall.
I would be inclined to disagree.
Fortix spoke up.
His condition is serious, yes, but he made it all the way here in that state. I wouldn't be one to count him out just yet.
Perhaps we should take a look and see if there's anything to be done about his condition, Fenris insisted. He's currently unconscious, Creel shook his head, and the healer is doing all he can to stabilize him as we speak. If you'll only take a moment, Fenris pleaded. He's not originally from our city. I think being able to let him know that we are here for him should be the least we can do. Very well. George sighed. No one stepped back into the ward, but let's not be too long. The more we drop, the less of a chance he has. Fenris nodded and the guardian stepped out of the way. The old red dragon placed a paw against the door and pushed it up with a loud creak. The most wicked young dragon turned and gave the old dragons a quick nod and acknowledgement before getting back to work, cleaning and mending the black dragon's wounds. Leon was covered in jagged slash marks, and his features were hideously deformed from lava burns. But the ancestors, one of the others gasped in horror. Ooh, what could have done this? We have yet to find out, they replied, growing their attention. Inferno and his attendants turned to face the Guardians. If he survives, he should be able to tell us what happened to him and the other Guardians. Until then, Return hung his head sadly, we can only hope. The room grew very quiet as the dragons pondered over the situation. Just then the silence was broken by an eerie howl in the distance. Every hand in the room perked up and the dragons glanced from one another. Hear that? Taylor growled to his companions. I'm afraid so. Creel snarled back and angry jets of frost shot from his nostrils. Woofs. The most turned their attention towards the elders. None of them noticed that the wounds on the black dragon's body were slowly beginning to seal up. They sounded close, Butchers observed. They must have followed Leon when he fled wherever it was he came from. If it's an attack the such of force that faded the ancient city, we should raise the alarm immediately. Furnace hissed and plumes of smoke escaped between his teeth. Agreed, Theodore nodded. We should expect an attack at any moment. It was then that one of the moles looked down at Leon to see his body healing itself. The Ronin gave a surprised gasp and immediately the black dragon's eyes snapped open. In some flurry of wings and blades, the black dragon sprang to life, slashing the dust of the heels surrounding the table. The gargling cries cut the chest of the outer guard dragons. Before they could turn to see what the disturbance was, Leon sprang on the table onto the back of the nearest elder. The old lightning dragon Infernus had brought along. The dragon bellowed in pain when Leon plunged his tail blade into the old dragon's spine, paralyzing him. The other dragons watched in shock as the lightning elder let flow in a spray of blood. Leon stood triumphantly on the elder's back, tail blade glistening red with blood. The guards were frozen in shock as they watched the last of the black dragon's wounds heal themselves up. Surprise! Leon laughed with a frightening grin. His eyes flashed yellow and launched for the Guardians. Miles away in the safety of the dragon city Citrona, Spyro stirred in his sleep. Siege had finished bandaging him up and introducing healing ornaments into his body. The silent groan from the purple dragon caught the dragoness's attention, and she leaned over him, expecting to open his eyes. Instead, Spyro's blood began to boil, and he began tossing and turning in his slumber. Hey there, easy now, Singe whispered gently, placing a damp lily on his forehead. The jester seemed to settle the purple dragon down, and his breathing returned to normal. Orphan. Danger, he whimpered in his sleep before laying still again. Sally yawned as the rays of sun broke through the curtains to the pavilion. The warm sun felt refreshing against her scales, and she cooed softly to herself. After several minutes, she opened her eyes and stretched, popping her stiff joints. She glanced around the large room to see Tremor and Candace still sleeping, curled tightly around each other. Tremor was wheezing slightly, but Candace considered soothing. unaware of what really caused the soft buzzing in the air dragon's lungs. Flying was still asleep, but Emerald was awake and stroking the fire guardian's back while he slept. The pink dragon raised her head when Sarah got to her feet, and the two smiled and nodded to each other. Cinder was already gone, and Sarah had a good idea where she was already. The lightning dragon had slipped outside the curtain. The morning air felt so good inside her lungs when she inhaled with everything she had. There was something almost magical about this place. Even with everything that was going on in the world, it had managed to remain hidden and untouched by evil. Sarah found herself daydreaming as she strolled down the street towards the healer's pavilion. When she got there, she found Cinder already inside, helping Singe whenever she required assistance. Good morning, the lightning dragon greeted them. Make sure not to make too much noise. Both dragons turned to face and Singe smiled. Good morning, she told with a courteous bow. You must be Stella, our guardian of lightning. Stella blushed. She wasn't used to getting this sort of attention. Singe noticed and laughed humorously. It's an honor to meet you all. I'm Singe, one of the healers in training here in the city. It's very nice to meet you, Singe. Stella nodded courteously and glanced at Cinder. How's Spyro doing? Better. Singe sighed, a bit fatigued from a long night of work. I'm glad to say his body's reacting nicely to the remedies I've been giving him. That's great, Sarah exclaimed and cupped her paws off her mouth. Sorry. Singe stopped again. It's nothing to worry about. We have no problem with others growing excited around here. It's healthy to express your feelings. Sarah giggled and blushed slightly. She looked at Cinder, who continued to stare down at Spyro with a blank look on her face. Are you alright, Cinder? I'm fine. Cinder moment to get up to her feet. She gave Singe a smile, but it was obvious it was forced. Would you excuse me for a little while, please? Absolutely. Singe nodded. Thank you. Cinder turned towards the front of the pavilion and disappeared into the sunlight. She'll be fine once your friend wakes up. Singe piped up when she saw Stella's worried look. She's got something on her mind she needs to sort out. It's that obvious, huh? Stella replied with a slight smirk. Singe was proven to be a very bright and observant dragoness. Singe only smiled. Love is tough. It can make you lighter than air or heavier than the ground we stand on. It just depends on what we choose to do about it. Stella nodded understandingly. Well, if I know Cinder, she's not one to take it lying down. She sure seems like she loves him. Singe nodded and looked down at Spyro. The color was already beginning to come back to his scales. He looked more relaxed now than Stella had seen him in weeks. And she had a smile spread across his muzzle. I once told Spyro that I admired him a lot because of who he is, and that Cinder is very lucky dragoness to have him. I don't think either of them would give up fighting for each other, even if it means the end of the world again. Indeed, Singe nodded, and I hope you won't give up either. This caused Stella to jaw and stare wide at the white dragoness. After the initial shock, she smiled. I suppose it would be very characteristic for me to do so, huh? A dragoness like you being alone without me would definitely be a surprise to me. Singe chuckled. You've got the looks and the smarts to go along with him. I'm surprised most of the single boys around here haven't made any approaches to you yet. Stella giggled childishly as she thought about the red dragon she had spotted, checking her out. I wouldn't be too sure about that. But thank you for the compliments. She smiled. She turned to leave, but stopped and looked back over her shoulder. You haven't met yourself, right? Singe only blushed. I do have a special someone in my life, she responded, her heart beating a bit more enthusiastically, and I'm very lucky to have him. Stella's smile widened. And I'm sure he feels the same way about you too. She and Singe looked like gaze and they both giggled again. Thank you. My pleasure. Singe bowed. I hope we can talk again soon. Count on it. Stella nodded before ducking outside into the bright light. She sight-shaded her eyes behind her wing and took a step forward. Suddenly something sharp pricked her paw. There was a soft snap and startled yet in surprise. She looked down to see a rose lying on the ground in front of the clinic. It was a pale yellow with pink lining the tips of the petals. She looked around, but found no sign of any other dragons watching or paying attention. After a brief moment of puzzlement, she picked up the flower delicately in her jaws and headed back towards the garden's pavilion. When she was out of sight, a shadow on the overhang of the clinic began to move. The shadow moved across the stone trees and behind another pavilion adjacent to the clinic. Standing there was the red dragon that Stella had spotted the day before. Well, he asked excited, did she get it? The shadow began to grow and slowly Max reappeared into her form. Well, she stepped on it, he replied. Oh. The red dragon hung his head and fished with a frown of disappointment. Hey, I told you she most likely would, Max pointed, and then a smile spread across the elongated muzzle. But in this case it was a good thing because she noticed it. Really? The red dragon looked up with excitement burning in his eyes. Max nodded and the red dragon began to spin in circles, overjoyed that his plan had worked. She even took it too, Max added, so that's a good sign. This is great. You have to help me get her some more. No way. Max shook his head. You're on your own for those ones, buddy. I just agreed to help out this time because you were so nervous to go through with this you almost couldn't walk. I was not. Max nodded. Yeah, you were. You kept babbling all night about how you wanted to give her a flower, but didn't know how to do it. So when I offered to help you, I was finally able to get some rest. The red dragon lowered his gaze. He knew his friend was right. Alright. Thank you anyways, Max. I really appreciate it. Anytime, buddy. The black dragon nodded. Now if you excuse me, I have my own lady to introduce myself to. Good luck. The red dragon called as he watched his friend rush out into the gardens. When he was out of sight, he turned and began plotting his next surprise for the Garden of Lightning. She's going to love this. He chuckled gleefully to himself.